for generously providing the land. This could not have been possible without the intervention of ITC, GAIPA, and other partners in development. This laudable initiative came at a time when our youths in North Bank are considered as highest migrants to embark on high sea journey to Europe. Mr. Chairman, before the arrival of their destination, many of them lost their lives. Those who succeed in reaching languished in prisons either in Europe or in Africa. We lost our potential our potential youths in the name of looking for greener pasture in Europe. The rains that germinate pasture in Africa are always considered as proud. The youths of our neighboring countries consider Gambia as their safe haven. Mr. Chairman, this edifice is spectacular. The new facility is designed to mentor. Gambia's economy are dominated by
of the Ministry of Lands and Regional Government here represented. And I will also ask you to allow me at this point to just give you the main goal or objective of this project, as the overall purpose of this program is to strengthen capacities of local government authorities and create an environment to safeguard economic and social rights of vulnerable groups of whose lives have been negatively impacted by the advent of the Senegambia Bridge, while activating new opportunities that emerge along the Senegambia corridor. And as well, the main target or the primary beneficiary of the project is the Eko Area Council and 𝒂𝒂 Area Council. And I think that simply tells you why the ministry is adequately represented here with the minister spearheading the proceedings. Thank you very much. Now, allow me to call our next speaker, who is the Chief Executive Officer of GAIPA. For GAIPA, they are very critical in this project before he comes. Of course, we know the competent agency to oversee and promote investment in this country cannot be GAIPA. So GAIPA's role in this one-stop shop entrepreneurship hub is very critical. So we now have the privilege and honor to invite the CEO to give his statement.
Thank you, MC. Good morning to everyone. The Honorable Minister for Lands and Regional Integration, the Governor, Lower River Region, the Governor, North Bank Region, the UNFPA representative, country representative, the ITC representative, the Deputy Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Trade, Industry, the Chairman of the Chairman of the 𝒂𝒂 Area Council, also the Chairman for 𝒂𝒂, the Chairman of the North Bank Region, the development partners and UN agencies present, the public sector and regional authorities, the security personnel, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols duly and respectfully observed. It is my honor to welcome you to this auspicious occasion of laying partners of this project are GAIPA and ITC in collaboration with 𝒂𝒂 and other stakeholders. The main objective of this modern facility includes improving livelihoods and living standards of the vulnerable women and youth around the Senegambia Bridge, as well as to encourage entrepreneurship that promotes industrialization. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to take this opportunity to inform the gathering that the One-Stop Shop Entrepreneurship Center is geared to promote value addition and to enhance made-in-the-Gambia products from the value chains enablers. The common facility is timely and instrumental in complementing the creation of an SEZ zones in the regions. It will also boost the production and marketing of horticultural products that promote export. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the One-Stop Shop Entrepreneurship Development Center concepts entail building a state-of-the-art structure using compressed stabilized art blocks by a young Gambian contractor named Mr. Masamba Cisse, Mass Construction Service Enterprise, as the project contractor, who equally benefited from the GAIPA Empathetic Entrepreneurship Training Model, and in this process, the construction is expected to meet the standards requirement. The facility will consist of the following: a packaging hub, innovation room, shared offices for staff, a conference facility and training hall, and a manager's office. The investment value of this project is estimated to be around $5 million, and the center will be managed by the Gambia Investment and Export Promotion Agency for its sustainability and growth. The center is first of its kind in the country and would help enhance rural enterprise and entrepreneurship development. In addition, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to inform the gathering that there will be an office space for women and gender violence victims center. Ladies and gentlemen, on this note, I would like to seize this opportunity to applaud the government of His Excellency, the President of the Republic, and the government of the Gambia under its leadership for creating the enabling environment and political will. In the same vein, I wish to thank the Honorable Minister for Lands and Regional Agriculture, not only for his support, but for his true friendship and partnership with GAIPA, which goes back to the days that he served as the governor of CRR. I remember us going there in the middle of the night scouting for lands with him. I also want to thank the governor of North Bank. You are a true partner of GAIPA. You have helping us to be able to face our partners. If we could recall, the entire process of acquiring this site even surprised our partners ITC. When we told them that we have the site and we tell them the location, we bring them here, they couldn't believe that we could do it within that time frame. So thank you very much, Governor and your team and the chairman of the Kedawan Area Council. We also recognize and thank the governor of LRR. Again, LRR too and has partnered with GAIPA, and there's ongoing works going at the Chinoy as well. So we are very equally thankful also to ITC, particularly to Fatu and Raymond and Keta, for the tireless efforts you made in ensuring that we witness this day for the launching of this project. We are equally very thankful to the UN Human Security Trust Fund for sponsoring this laudable initiative. I urge the private sector entrepreneurs to make best use of the center and actively participate in the center design programs. Conclusively, GAIPA, with the institutional mandate enshrined in the GAIPA Act 2015, will continue to conduct policy advocacy for a business environment towards sustainable socio-economic growth through employment creation, property reduction, and wealth creation. Therefore, GAIPA is committed to working closely with its partners in the development to ensure we build a vibrant industry that promotes private sector-led growth. Thank you all once again for your attendance, and I wish you all a fruitful and joyous moment, and welcome you for joining us in this laying of the foundation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable CEO, for that speech. Without any ado, I think we will continue from there and invite the representative of ITC to deliver his or her remark. I guess, yes, his remark, of course, Mr. Yusuf Aketa, who actually is the brain or is the most active partner in this whole process, taking care of implementation, but is also very agile. I'm sure these days he's not resting, so we'll give him the opportunity to tell us what he has. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Landing. I think I have to break the protocols because already so many of the protocols have been observed already. So for the sake of time, I will just go straight to my statement. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me the utmost pleasure to join UNFPA, GAIPA, 𝒂𝒂𝒃𝒃 Area Council, Kerewan Area Council, GALCA, and GIZ to mark the beginning of a key milestone towards addressing decentralization and integration of economic and social support services in fostering employment of youth and women in the rural Gambia. The event represents yet another great milestone towards addressing regional disparities in access to economic and social support services, whilst ensuring regional integration and cross-border trade, entrepreneurship growth, and human capital development. The laying of the foundation stone is a key economic support services backed by the localizing SDG project with funding from the United Nations Human Security Trust Fund. The support will economically help rural Gambia, in particular, communities and people around the Senegambia Bridge whose livelihood have been affected by the establishment of the bridge, while creating pathways for women and youth to take advantage of new economic opportunities. The project is co-implemented by UNFPA and ITC. ITC's work will focus on economic security, to invest in 3 areas, namely the entrepreneurship hub, the hospitality training center, skills training in value addition and agripreneurship, and then also supporting youth and women with processing machines, packaging materials, startup kits, so that value addition can be achieved. We are confident of the positive impact, and it will complement a series of interventions in the rural Gambia, as we have seen models that we have developed and has produced some of the best young entrepreneurs around the country. If you allow me, I will share a few of these models and programs that we introduced. One of them is the Andandor program. We started in 2020 and now serve as a success story of pilot entrepreneurship initiative jointly implemented by key entrepreneurship service providers in the Gambia. The mini grant and then the mini loan scheme that provide access to finance 239 youth and counting. Startup kit support to enable 310 youths to start self-employment ventures. The SKY program provided skills training to 2,700 youth and generated employment for 1,286 youth. Market linkages in the agricultural value chain resulting to the sales of over 7 million worth of onions. The Farmer Business School was also introduced to promote commercial agriculture, development of tourism products in the rural Gambia, rehabilitation of youth centers, and decentralization of skill centers and training programs, just to name a few. Ladies and gentlemen, with this great work in the Gambia, the energy from the youth and women in the Gambia, and the support from the government, we are very optimistic that the one-stop shop and the hospitality training center will strengthen economic development in the rural Gambia, and more so empower the resilience and economic independence of youth and women, especially those whose livelihood have been affected by the Senegambia Bridge. The development will also foster the localizing of SDGs as it empowers women and youth, facilitate capacity development and employment. ITC will continue to collaborate with relevant arms of the government and the private sector in advancement of youth and women empowerment for national development. However, I would like to challenge the relevant authorities and the beneficiaries to ensure these efforts are sustained, they flourish, and never will. These are projects for the Gambia and her people, and then we pray and hope that it benefit not just this generation, but future generations. Ladies and gentlemen, we are happy that our sister project, Multi-Partner Trust Fund project, will also support investments in order within the Entrepreneurship Hub, the Trade Information Center, and then a safe house. And we believe a lot more investments have been planned. We thank the project team for the partnership and collaboration to support more infrastructure and economic development in the rural Gambia. Once again, we wish to thank the United Nations Human Security Trust Fund through UNFPA for their excellent collaboration and coordination of the project, and also to GIZ PME project. Please know that your support will solely generate resilience among young people and women for economic growth in the Gambia. Thanks to all PSC members under the leadership of Chairman Landing Sane for all the support and guidance to ensure the project is a success. And finally, a big thank to Kerewan Area Council Chairman, Governor Sediken, Governor Sediba, the councillors, and all local authorities for the massive response and support. He who wants positive change and wants to champion development must be responsive, affirmative, and self-giving. And that's what I have, and that's what you have demonstrated in all our engagements. This is indeed impressive and deserves recognition. I call you champions of local development, and thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏, for that very inspiring speech. Of course, private sector background giving us a lot of inspiration as to how we work towards promoting entrepreneurship and development. But I must quote this. He says, we pray that this project benefits not only this generation, but many other generations to come. I think that is a very important prayer, and that I think we should keep on praying for that. Thank you very much, Mr. Keita and ITC, the implementing agency or co-implementing agency for this project. Now we have the honor and privilege to invite the UNFPA country rep, Madam 𝒂𝒊𝒏, to give us her statement. Madam, you are highly welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm so happy to come after so many men. I'm here for the women. Good morning. Yéen laa fi toogal noonu laa wax ci English because bi ñu commencé ba léegi ay góor rek lañ dégg. fi ma toog sax daanaka benn man ñett rek lañ tuddee ah. yéen ñu fi tax a ñëw. So good afternoon, good morning, everyone. Honorable Minister of Land and Local Government and Religious Affairs, the two honorable governors of North Bank and Lower River regions, senior government officials from other ministries, UN colleagues from ITC, partner for this important project, esteemed religious and traditional leaders present, the alcalos, women leaders, the people of Farafeñes and their surroundings, member of the press, thank you for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning again to you all. I'm pleased to join my colleagues and the governor and minister today as we are laying the foundation stone for the construction of this one-stop shop here in Farafenni, in the North Bank region. This one-stop shop will provide entrepreneurship services, but also gender-based violence support services, and that's why UNFPA is here today. As you may recall, in January 2019, the 𝒂𝒊𝒏 Bridge was inaugurated to transform trade in the West and Central, in West Africa, and contribute toward integrating the region by creating positive social and economic impact on the Trans-Gambia Road Corridor. But prior to the construction of the bridge, the Babatenda-Yedintenda ferry crossing point was already one of the biggest transit hubs in the Gambia, serving as a source of revenue generation for traders, catering and hospitality providers, mechanics and other small industries. However, just as the transit hub brought with it positive benefits, it also posed risk and increased the vulnerability of certain population groups in the area, particularly women and young people. And as reported by the Interagency Border Coordination Committees, local authorities of the Farafenni border communities found that young people, especially young men, from these communities were facilitating crimes such as trafficking of persons, which concerns women, smuggling of migrants, exploitation of children, and perpetrating gender-based violence through irregular border crossing points. The committee also found that women traders were exposed to risk of harassment and exploitation. So there is a huge dependence, we know that there is a huge dependence of women, particularly young women living in border communities, on this informal cross-border training to earn a living. So, Honorable Minister, ladies and gentlemen, we know that development does not come without challenges and a need for change and adaptation. As such, the emergence of the bridge came with some challenging implications on the economic activity of some businesses and service providers, a lot of whom are young women and men, and as a result, the UNFPA, together with the International Trade Center, with support from the United Nations Trust Fund for Human Security, seek to strengthen the capacities of local authorities and create an environment to safeguard the economic and social rights of this vulnerable group, and to also offset any negative impact the breach may have caused. This support is provided through a project on localizing sustainable development goals, improving the livelihood of vulnerable women and youth around the 𝒂𝒊𝒏 Bridge, and aims at unlocking and harnessing new opportunities that the bridge brings for the benefit of affected groups along the Trans-Gambia corridor. So it is our hope that the project will contribute towards building resilience for vulnerable communities at subnational levels, and therefore accelerate the progress on achieving multiple SDGs and the National Development Plan. So as we gather here today to lay the foundation for this one-stop shop, we are positive that the services this center will provide will go a long way to empower young people, especially women, and other vulnerable groups in the two regions by promoting dignity, confidence, and empowering them to be self-reliant economically and build more resilient communities. Honorable Minister, ladies and gentlemen, UNFPA is the lead UN agency in addressing gender-based violence globally and is also committed to strengthening mechanisms to provide gender-based violence services through a harmonized approach where survivors are offered specialized GBV case management and receive training on entrepreneurship and hospitality management so that they can become economically independent. Therefore, we are especially pleased that as part of the services this one-stop shop will provide, upon completion, that survivors of gender-based violence within the two regions will be also guaranteed quality services-centered care. So I would like to reiterate UNFPA's readiness to support the government and the people of the Gambia to achieve zero gender-based violence in this community and around by building the resilience of women and girls, engaging men and boys at community levels, in order to deliver a global response that leaves no one behind, and above all else, to strengthen GBV prevention response mechanism to overcome the severe and systemic inequalities which continue to perpetuate this phenomenon. UNFPA is committed to supporting the Gambia to stand up for equal rights for women and girls and prepare them for employment, empower them to make informed choices and shape their own futures. So we are very happy to be here today with all of you, and we really hope that this one-stop shop will benefit women and young people, as you heard from the other interveners before me. And with that, I thank you all.
Thank you, Madam Sir, country rep, for that wonderful statement. I must reiterate, the UNFPA has definitely occupied a very pivotal role in this project and continue to give all the relevant support to this project so that we are able to empower and localize the SDGs through leveraging on local government authorities, that is the area councils or the LGS. On that note, I must thank you, Madam, for the foresight and also for the continuous support towards changing lives and livelihoods of rural people. Thank you for that. And to you, of course, the entire UN family. Allow me now to invite the last but one speaker, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Trade, representing the Honorable Minister here to deliver his remark. I must remind you, immediately after that, we will have our friends to come and do very wonderful songs for us before the Honorable Minister will do his remarks. So, parallel, fu mu nekk nii su kii pare rek nañ leen may ngeen ñëw woy tuuti rek balaa ñu am suñ ministre fii. Jërëjëf, Honorable PS, you are welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and good afternoon to you all. First of all, let me just acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Minister of Lands and Regional Government, the Honorable Governor of North Bank Region, UNFPA Country Representative, the Governor of Lower River Region, the Chief Executive Officer of GAIPA, Alcalo of Farafenni, Chairman of 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏 Area Council, Service Chiefs here present, Chairman of Kerewan Area Council, and all protocols duly and respectfully observed. First of all, I have to apologize on behalf of my Permanent Secretary, who should have been here today, but unfortunately, due to some very pressing engagements, cannot grace this auspicious occasion. So I am here on their behalf and the Honorable Minister of Trade as well. One of the key priorities of the Ministry of Trade is MSME development through capacity building. Business development, investment promotion, and market linkage as the ministry have a strong conviction that MSMEs are essential to economic growth, wealth and employment creation, as well as technology transfer in economies both large and small. The more vibrant the MSME sector, the healthier the national economy. The impacts of the MSME sector go beyond wage creation. They generate employment for poor, low-skilled workers, increase skill development, and have broader social impacts, such as access to health care, improved housing, access to education, and other safety nets, in addition to contributing immensely to the GDP of the Gambia. With all these great potentials of the MSMEs and entrepreneurship development, the sector continues to face challenges that deter its competitiveness and growth, which includes, but not limited to, inadequate access to appropriate finance, with limited access to medium and long-term finance, non-formalization resulting to 71% of non-formal players in the sector. Some aspects of the legal and regulatory framework for doing business are less than supportive of the MSME sector. Inadequate skills for diversifying product design and packaging, limited technical business management and governance skills, insufficient uncoordinated business development services available to support MSMEs, and also inadequate culture of entrepreneurship resulting from an education system that ignores the business fraternity. These challenges are well documented in all the relevant policies, and it's recognized and acknowledged by the Ministry of Trade, and we are working closely with both national and international partners to mitigate these changes, and the development happening today is a clear manifestation of the efforts of the Ministry of Trade. We are genuinely honored to have the laying the foundation stone of the first entrepreneurship hub in rural Gambia. The hub is a strong testimony of collaboration and building complementarities at national, regional, and within the UN agencies. Thanks to ITC and UNFPA for facilitating the partnership. We strongly believe that the hub will not only give opportunity to younger entrepreneurs to access relevant economic support services as training, business development, trade information, networking opportunities, but also to foster innovation that can support the growth and competitiveness of the MSME sector in the Gambia. As part of this series of efforts to support MSME development, the Ministry of Trade is supporting entrepreneurship training and business development through the support of the Enterprises for Private Sector Development project, domiciled at the Ministry of Trade, facilitating market linkages for smallholder agricultural farmers, and mitigating barriers to trade, such as the new office complex for business registration in 𝒂𝒂, advocacy on AGOA and AFTAC, piloting of incubation center, job centers, development of trade infrastructure, and a lot more has been planned for implementation in the coming weeks and months. Ladies and gentlemen, my ministry affirmed its commitment to the cause of the MSME and entrepreneurship development, trade, export and investment promotion, and our doors are always open to entrepreneurs, development partners and sectors association to collaborate in the advancement of MSME development, employment creation and regional economic integration. Finally, I would like to thank the United Nations Human Security Trust Fund through ITC and UNFPA for this magnificent program, and be rest assured that we will work together with GAIPA and GALGA to ensure the viability and sustainability of the center, and we look forward to a lot of more development cooperation. On that note, I thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Trade. Fogna fumne kani kay mom alhamdulillah rabbil alamin ngamela say li rosudi ala tongala yo bari diam kilina turaje wala muna Honorable Minister of Finance and Regional Government bari comme janni wobina na badul be jaytul fanang jalol be jay sida andi ngetul bunya ko kumandi wala isim kontane ndi si deng malla yo bari lafta jali wo jali groupe fulala be denkilo lala binta sonko ani maron kunda atol be kafla nyomala ali na denkilo la sierra satu jama daba ani aminyang bena groupe yen tamit ngeen ñew def ko bena groupe way wala def li ngeen bëgga def waye ñet juromi minutes ngeen jox 5 minutes dengen waaw léegi ñu oo Binta Marong ak Marong Kunda Binta Marong ni Marong Kunda mo la sina alsi molu kontanindi miniti lulu nga wala di Allah ni o bodaje fonnin ke obe jam pour ka falie fonnin ke lebe jam me alon ko ay fane innovation loke. I'm happy we have that here. We have a very young guy here in his teens who has done some very excellent innovation, and since we are at an innovative hub, we will give opportunity for him to come and showcase his innovation. So that will come immediately after our griots are done. So say ngal bisim la yalsi nano binta marani la mola futa Just to remind you, from here we are proceeding, all of us, to 𝒂𝒂𝒃. We have the second segment of this bricklaying. I think the Ministry of Lands and Regional Government is making history in this country. One single day, 2 different bricklaying, foundation laying for two innovative projects. This is historic. The one-stop entrepreneurship hub, the CEO already mentioned, is nowhere in this country. This is the first of its kind. And the hospitality training center in 𝒂𝒂𝒃 that we will proceed to is going to be the second of its kind in the country, but first of its kind in the rural areas. So innovation is taking place in the rural areas. Thanks to all the partners, particularly the UN system, and all the relevant government agencies and institutions, and the local government authorities, led by the Gambia Association of Local Government Authorities, GALGA. The partnership is wonderful, and I think this is why we have in the SDGs partnership as a key component. Here we are seeing partnership working at its best. We thank all of you for that. Yo bintamarong inila molu aladin. Yalam badi bungkol. Okay, mbak memural kanan.
Ayo abasanya ngokor ngoyen kanye kidimungkola. Ya abasanya ngokor ngoyen kanye kidimungkola. Ya abasanya ngokor ngoyen kanye kidimungkola. Madoba koronyene kanye kilimunko aka kirisoto jabindoro kabaka de sonzadala kaba koronyene kanye kilimunkola aka ebasanya monte maria to aka ne jambe korimba jamun do jabindaro alkaro yene kanye kirimunkola aka kiriso jabindaro kawakar sansodala ndaba memo korimbajo alkaro yene kanye kirimunkola kae kiriso do jabindaro kawao alkaro yene kanye kirimunkola ye abasanya bao koronye ne kanye kirimunkola akae kirisoto jabindoro kawa karsantandala wala koronye ne kanye kirimunkola koronye ne kanye sanyango koronye ne kanye kirimunkola ye sanyandoba koronye ne kanye kirimunkola ye kirisoro jabindoro koronye ne kanye kirimunkola ye sanyandoba koronye ne kanye kirimunkola akaene ajango kwemba sanya dodo wayala wale kono yene kanyeke sanya dodo wayano la wale kono yene kanyeke munkola ye sanya dodo kono yene kanyeke munkola ye mata dodo wayala wale kono yene kanyeke munkola kirimunkola ye kanya doba kono yene kanye kirimunkola aya salibe fulo 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔 tita. Dorang kajim bisa lo 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔 tita rako. Dorang kajim bisa lo 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔 tita rako. La 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔 tita rako. Ala baraka, ala baraka, ala baraka.
Yo, ala baraka. Allah den kilo di abata de. Allah kan ndi baake ale mbaren kunan ko le majang. Allah den kilo di ata baake yo. Saying si medrong na groupe flanyaw nyum kumani. Seira Seir Satu Jama Daba ak Amin Nyang. Wow, léegi ñëw leen yéen tamit ngeen def seen def fii ngeen neexal place bi ngeen def bisimilah noo tudd Seer
ma ne ko ñëwal Satu Jama ñëwal ma ne ko ndeysaan lii neex na ragal bi jam gaynde ku ñeme dañ la deey soo melu toon ni yaay njaboot gi jaaxle la ragal bi jam gaynde ku ñeme dañ la deey soo melu toon ni te famille bi jaaxle la ragal bi jam gaynde ku ñeme dañ la deey soo melu toon ni yaay njaboot gi jaaxle la ragal bi jam gaynde ku ñeme dañ la deey soo melu toon ni Yam la valanga dana yo tatu leli yo tay ma begal koy la ilaha illallah la ilaha illallah la ilaha illallah li yalla la yaay bu kenn rek kenn yalla ko dogal li yalla la yo bu kenn rek kenn yalla ko dogal yo ana ministre bi yo way bi ya ko mom yo ana ministre bi yo way bi ya ko mom ragal bi jam gaynde ku ñu me dañ la adey so melo ton li yaay ngor jaaxle la ragal du jam gaynde ku ñeme dañ la dey soo melu toon ni ma door la sal nga daano yo tatu leen li ministre bi laa di wéyal yo tatu leen mu neex waay jàmme ji linkaay yow yira mooy sa maam yaay borom Iliyaasa si seet bi manoo ñaaw si seet bi laa di woo yow doom bu juddoo mu sant jàmme ñaanal mu dundu yaay doom bu juddoo mu sant jàmme ñaanal mu dundu ne dina am jom dina am diine bàyyi jala nuru ragal du jam gaynde ku ñu me dañ la deey soo melu toon ni yaay njaboot gi jaaxle lool la woo way la war na ma yow ana Papa Njaay way la war ba yaa jox gërëm me ko sa yaay bañ du ko dindi yaay démb yaay tey yaay ba kii démb yaay xalde alak waay Papa Njaay papa mu neex ma kenn du ma tere ndeysaan ana ñu ko waaw ana ñu ko bëgg man la ñu sànni xeer man la ñu baraawoy ku ci ànd Papa Njaay waay way ko war na maay faro feña doo fa ñaaw yoo ragal du jam gaynde ku ñeme dañ laa dee soo melu toon ni ñu jam la bal nga daanooy da ci leen ana sama ministre bi la ilaha illallah maa doo ñu baraawo maa doo ñu sànni xeer yow doo ñu fa lox suuf yow caakoy yaa ko moom way caakoy yaa ko moom ku ma tàccu doo yor loxo ma sor xoole doo dee ragal du jam gaynde ku ñu me dañ laa dee soo melu toon ni yaay njaboot gi jaaxle loo yaa jóge Gambia waaye siis bi yaa ci toog yow siis bi yaa ko moom waaye ku mu neex ku mu naqadi ku mu xar sa xol siis bi yaa ci toog lii la yàlla dogal ku ci nangu lu yàlla dogal doo sonn sa xol du balax ku bañ li yàlla dogal danga sonn sa xol di jeex yow jiitu nga leen sànni karawaas gi dal leen jël bu ñu miin lii la yàlla dogal e waay Samba laay bëgg a woo moom lu mu nar waay moom lu mu nar waay lu sa xel daaj waay loo bëgg a def ku soxoro manu ko waay ko añaan manu ko lay la law ana ministre bi ku aawa na jóg ndaga ku aawa jógal yëngu waay ku mu neex ku mu naqadi ku mu xar sa xol aawa yee ko moom lay la law yoo ku sa yaay doon aawa sa loxool ndeysaan seen xol a ngi baax waaw sama xol a ngi baax ndeysaan ku sa xol di baax barakallaay yoo ragal di dem ngay de ku ñëwee dañ laa deey soo melu toon nii yaay ku fa keeta way la war na maay Yusufa ba moo neex ma kenn du tere waa Yusufa keeta mi yoo ana ñu ko bëgg waa Yusufa keeta mi yoo ana ñu ko bëgg mbaa doo ñu sànni xeer mbaa doo ñu baraawo kuma tàcc doo yore loxo kuma sa xoole doo deey Yusufa ba moo neex ma kenn du ma tere jër katam jëkkër katam boo ca amul katam ñibil yoo tàcc leen lii yoo Yusufa ana ñu ko bëgg Yusufa keeta ana ñu ko bëgg yoo xanaa jiw bi amul aawo lay la laaw tey jiw bi amul aawo muy sama yaay aawo la waaye sama yaay awala sama rek yaay waaye ku jëru sama yaay waaye ku jëru sama baay kati leen mu neex waaye ne leen Allah baay waaye ne na Allah baay waaye soldaari mam baay Yusufa ba moo neex ma kenn du ma tere ne ministre ba moo neex ma kenn du ma tere lay la laaw yoo kati mu neex waaye tey ma bégal leen taranga ñu ko moom na Yusufa keeta laa di woo tey ma bégal la Alaaji Sambu Jeng yoo lay la laaw Alaaji dafa diba yoo tey ma bégal la naana Musa Juuf mi yoo tey ma bégal leen yàlla la yaay bu kenn mere kenn yàlla dogal yoo suñu kasiloo bi yow tey ma bégal koy yoo suñu ceemaan Alaaji dafa diba lay la laaw yoo tàccu leen mu neex Alaaji dafa diba Alaaji dafa diba yoo lay la laaw ñi ñoo ma jëndal mbaal yoo wan ma nu ñuy nafe ñi ñoo ma jëndal mbaal waaye wan ma nu ñuy nafe yoo tàccu leen mu neex Alaaji dafa diba yoo ala Musa Juuf muy sekk yeesi na yoo lay la laaw ku la woo ci Maam Baay Ñas ndax danga ko wuyu yoo ku la woo ci Maam Baay Ñas ndax danga ko wuyu yoo tàccu leen lii yoo tutuma dinga daal sama gaañi yeesi nañ ñi ñoo ma jëndal mbaal yoo war ma nu ñuy nafe Alaaji dafa diba Alaaji Musa Juuf waaye sabu ba moo neex ma kenn du ma tere Alaaji dafa diba ko tàccu doo yore loxo ko sa xoole doo dee sabu lu mu nar dafa diba lu mu nar sama jamaan lu mu nar yoo ci neex mu neex li yàlla la yaay
jërëjëf way bi nee na way bi kay moom man suma tuur laa si déggut nag yow seere man dama foog ne yow suma xarit nga waaye man suma tuur bi dégguma ko waaye jërëjëf san way bi neex na torop way waat foo saano lay la laaw xanaa ci réew mi foo saano lay la laaw xanaa ci réew mi lay la laaw way waaje yoo bëgg nañu ngir taar dañu bëgg rek yàlla tax yaa ma wey landi lay wo yo landi mënoo ñaaw waay landi mënoo ñaaw yow landi mënoo ñaaw yow borom la woo lay yow jox la place bi yow tàccu la ni yàlla la yaay bu kan rek kenn yàlla ko dogal yow MVP yëngu waaye MVP yëngu leen waaye MVP yëngu leen waaye MVP yëngu leen waaye jërëjëf ah di de way ñu moom neex na trop ha nee na ina ñi mo kay ndele ñi maale bara ha do wona be kala be mistake okay, thank you very much Sierra AXA Group, thank you very much Binta Sonko ini la mulu ala baraka bake alion kontaneli. At this juncture, on distinguished invited guests, we have a very interesting episode about to come. We will invite our very young, innovative entrepreneur to come and present to this distinguished congregation his work as an entrepreneur, 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏. His name is 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏 or 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏 from Farafenye. This young man has transformed a pedal bicycle into a motor, I don't know how you call it. He made it automated that it can move as a motorcycle. So that's ñëwal fii even soo ko taalut rek baax na pour ñu gis ko indi ko fi waaw taxawal fii si ministre taxawal si kanam fële indi ko fi okay alkaji ñameng ay masimola kem cycle pedal cycle la say na mala ala fenjoni spark ploko ay lo bonde akayo to ko anyata la komala ba na spark ploko be jedo na mala akatala komen motorcycle ka bor ñameng pedal cycle ay wala transformer kengteng yay santoje ala essence kedula ala be wor ay essence o ke wolto masimola munyinde akatama. So this is a very encouraging innovation coming from a very young man in his teens, and I think this is what we call him for, to see how we encourage young people and promote entrepreneurship. On the whole, it is possible. We can do it here. Nsa keno janne mun nañ ko def fi because so gisee so xoolee boy bi xale bu ndaw la su fekkee ne kii mun na xel bi pour defal lii suñ ko dimbalee xëy na dina mun a def leneen loo xam ne dina ëppal lii ndax du kon ñoo leen ko loxo albulo ko saye so thank you very much Mr. 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏. We encourage you to keep it up. This center we're going to build here is going to be for you and your friends. Make sure you utilize this place to the fullest, okay? Fii pour yéen la yéen xale yi li nga defal nii dinañ la support pour ñu gis ne nga defal lu ëppal yi yaa ngi dégg bu baax soo demee nga wax sa friends yi fii lu ñoo sampa fii léegi pour yéen la pour ngeen mun a def loo xam ne ngeen mun a dëkk fii def li ngeen bëgg a def fii ngeen am dara pour mun a dunda ngeen support seen parents yi yaa ngi dégg jërëjëf thank you very much Mr. Gueye. So having heard that, we running a bit out of time. We will now have the pleasure and honor to invite our Honorable Minister for Lands and Regional Government. Of course, when I say that, I don't need to reiterate. The Ministry of Lands and Regional Government becomes the automatic custodian of these two centers, bearing in mind that the two key primary project, which is Mansakonko Area Council and the Kerewan Area Council, fall within the Ministry of Lands and Regional Government. And also it so happened that by institutional arrangement, the local government authorities in general, from VDCs upwards, all fall within the Ministry of Lands and Regional Government. So if we are leveraging on the development of local government authorities, we cannot but have the local government authority minister as chief justice. So now we welcome our minister to give his remark, then we will proceed to the bricklaying. Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين. I will try to do my level best to honor and respect all protocols, because protocols definitely need to be respected, but with a caution that I actually didn't expect to make a statement here. I think the honorable members requested me to come and then lay the foundation stone only and move on, has been alluded to by my office and my technical team, but I'm never surprised to. Don't say I'm crying wolf because I'm asked to make a statement. I've never been reluctant to make a statement. First of all, I would want to acknowledge the presence of our dear father here, the ex-chief of the area, Mr. 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒔. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Honorable governors present here, Governor North Bank Region, Governor LRR, Deputy Permanent Secretary present here, my brother executive, the CEO 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏, acknowledge your presence. The ITC are present, Alikali, Sefo, the CEOs present here. Before I extend my sincere thanks to and commendation to the chairman of Karawan Area Council and 𝒂𝒐𝒊𝒏 Area Council, who happen to be also the president of Galga, Landim Bisane, and again the chairman of 𝒂𝒊𝒏 Area Council, and again the chairman of this occasion. I say great thanks to you and I commend you for it. I will also not justice without commending and thanking the presence of the security services here, both the soldiers, the police, and the SIS director for North. Although I will not make a comment today, don't worry, I will definitely keep quiet. But I think there are still more protocols here to be observed. But again, I hope you will accept and appreciate my apology to not being able to mention each one of you. But I know the immigration uniform, I'm seeing it silent behind. My respects, sir. Jibos, people who waited for my presence and attendance to this occasion as well. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Mbanyulu, men be bentejang, manglen di nuyu, di len sagal, di len wax ne jërëjën jëf ni ngeen toogee ci tàngaay bi ak naaj bi di ñu déglu. Xaw ndax waxkat yi ñu waxoon bu njëkk ba ndax di ngeen dégg seen wàppi wala déggu leen ko. Déggu leen ko. Baax na dëri bu leen wari sax man maa ngi fii nii dinaa leen làkkal seen làkk. Loolu ma nekk nii. Don't worry, I will speak in Mandinka, then they can change it in English later. They are asking me to speak in English. I speak in Mandinka, then I can attend to these people later in English. By the way, landing, I thank the innovators of this program, particularly our darling, the UNFPA, the lady. She is an exceptional woman who has the interests of this country at heart, had the interests of women at heart, had the interests of children and youth at heart. Thank you so much for everything you did for this country. I want to apologize for my absence at one of the occasions you had in Brikama. That is with the Population Secretariat. They are one of my favorite institutions in this country. And for the Galga Secretariat as well who are here, Assalamu alaikum to you all. And Jamaatul Rahman, I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ci soose wala ci olof xam nga olof setut soose baax na ok bu ma wax ma baax na mbañulu mbaalu konto na folo kay tandiko bengo ñing pour nga kaca nga ñoo fahamle folo ntolu men bente jambi nga jantara jande bi men fanam fola jang ntolu men bente jambi nkana o fanan tu jang bengo taradula membe fala je wala kumayata bara bita fala mem fana ye wa fana na fasoto ninga diamolu kijang janna kumaya wala yati nambe bero la laye tenturoni njaro ngafunu koma mbadi la brik masa konko area council la chairman wala anin kerawan area council la chairman ila hakili nyimma yementa ka demaro soto nyimbundal bulu UNFPA ani demar la balo IOM ITZ GIZ bolu beka furo nyoma ibebe masa kundale ko to mem Gambia masa kundati fulo nte kumo tentende la damanto man tentroni contendro bondali kabo His Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia Adama Barrow mbebuta kala maleni lungol ko membe keri banko kan bi Gambia be ani dunia be buta kala male membe keri Gambia jankabo na koleya dalto jiye tinyaro menke banko kan kabrin kununko atamo be banko kan Vice President Ado Dulal Beto banko kan kajibe tinyaro be damen surtout comme banko kan amanda woto kunum president fana wulta nyakil ngo nyama bi bangole bije me ya lonko anyanta kala nyin jitu jiyo tinyaro ke sango lo amma mon fa fen man sakundate wulla ka bunkul ngo lolo la dunia ko tarin banko kan tarin amman na faso do banko dingoli ya bungo lojang do kulal minajang kabo gaipa kana kal karandi kal kacandi alla fanko so yurwa nyamen fonin cholse tankata mo la nyamen language to them, so pardon my that behavior. Mbenga lonko salo alota gam farafenye ning soma tema dalilo me yatine yoke mansa kunda yake mbenga dalilo lo nabi killing mol setariano katay fulanjango loptanol so yurwa sabanjango karangol so yurwa nanenjango fanko so yurwa jata kenda so yurwa tenko so yurwa banko kan bari ni mol la tanu ila futo nyoma tariata dron nyimbe ka sonel ngamra wolen dalilo ti kodi fomma oje na balu ko no ba to nyalem fanko men ka soto no badala atalata bare man sakunda e loro ke ni la demar la balu men mu UNFPA ti men mu IOM ti men mu GIST men mu ITC gay pagnolo te ibenan pour so ma jaw men ya lonko fanko talata nse mine keyeno pour que la fanko lu yudande wala ka putin wala ni one stop na alija pour men satinna anda fase wara molier men ya lonko la fanko talata ani wal dam mantem mo ko tol fa men ya lonko dunna kono e pese la fanko so yurande no nyame je wala dalilo ni ngani woto mbalda na men na banko mulu wala nyinti ko ninga fengo samba wala man sakunda fengo nati inila demara balo ale ngaje aben nafala men benga na kisikiro keje aben nafala minela ngaw na fanyin je fon sa sotono akono kana to lori je kense ya ntena ko mo tente na fonga ka fufula tentu men ya lon ko chaku bantang men be diaspora aning farafenye kamben kafu evening Karawan area council be dende nyamen pour ka yurwa sabatino surtout farafenye bankoka bari nyim bungo be mel lola jambi yurwa balem tol be alale ntol natol be seyda tala ko yurwa lem nyinti bare yurwa meya lonko amine la bankokan amete nafa walla imana fa mola o manke yurwati yurwa nata yemine ngani yaje mol se muna fenje mol se nafaje pour la sama kamma ani jamanol men alon ko hani mansi with the area council, the two councils, I implore all of us to take this as a challenge, and what we're going to inaugurate today, already foundations done on in Mansako as a challenge to both of us. The country is battling through very trying times, we are all aware. Very trying times. We are all aware that climate change is a must, and it's a situation that we are seeing, and we must adapt ourselves to climate change. How do we do about that? First, I would challenge all of us. Let's look at our waste management. When we went out yesterday, one biggest trouble we've seen across is the waste, blocking our sewages or our waterways and flood current in all places of the region. We need to know how to manage our waste. I have said earlier on through my talk, management of waste is one of the most challenging problems globally. But as it is a challenge, we know it is a challenge, we must devise ways and means and methodologies to combat the challenge. That's the only way we can go. We must not see it as a challenge and leave it to remain as a challenge and continue to be a challenge for our livelihood. That's not development. We need to develop beyond this. Waste management is a challenge. And we working, I am sure, you are working through very difficult moments due to the returns you have as councils, the opportunities you have as councils. We know most of your tax collection areas or components have all been taken from you. We are aware of all this. Yet, despite, let's keep struggling. Let's keep battling over time until change and success come our way. We are envisaging that there is coming a time very soon, when we shall say bye to all these challenges and difficulties. And Gambia should be #1 in the world. We say that and we promise that, and it is coming. It is not going to be a far-fetched dream. Area Council, Gambia Banko B, Jio Etinyaro Kadula Jamato, nga minejeje, nga londo ko nyama fayo, molu ka nyamo faydula mento aka jiboroski. Molu ka tinyol juruma jibor silulu kang, molu ka berol juruma jibor silulu kang. Pahol be dawda ka tinyol juruma dameng ay jebeski, Jio buka bruno. Jio se bori atitala no dulato ay fay mo la bunkono ay bungol boendi ay silul suki ay modul mantora ay dol niolta. No. Tonyalem. Bundal le nyanta sot la ka molla no ka fun. Bare num bundal fana nyanta sot la ka molla no ka fun. Ali ngam fana nga na nota na ka fun fasa ka fun dano nyameng. Bare nga ta nga no fay nyaw nya da tontoli man na banko tanka man na banko mako intena banko kantala. Banko yurwa be ko yalla. Ninjo tirar jama men ke banko kam folo moli e bungol lo dulata e manyana lo damen moli nyamol fay dulata e manyana fay la damen nit ñi dañoo sani sen balit fo xamne waruñ ko fa sani nit ñoo dañoo samp fo xamne waruñ fa sampa lolu yépp it na taxé ko rew lan leen bay suñu xel ci yoyu rew mi mom nak ñun ñoko mom kenn duñu ko digal la yel ku dut ñun suñu bop nañ gom lolu gom suñu boppa ne rew bi niñ ko liggéey buñ tas yaakaar nag buñ ñàkk xaw ma naka lañ ko waxee ci olof nañ am yaakaar ne réew mi dina dem dina ci loo xam ne noonu lañ ko bëggee ñun ci naka ci liggéey bu ñoo sampa ak liggéey bu ñoo def ñun tey lii lu ñoo teg nii xeer bu ñoo teg nii tey ci loolu la bokk parce que xeer bi lu ñoo teg nii dina war a aar xare yi génn réew mi di dem uti leneen ñuy ñàkk seen bakkan lu ñoo sam xeer bu ñoo teg nii tey dina jàngal ay nit ñi aar ay jigéen aar ay ndaw ci ñoo xam ne mun nañoo am seen kanam wala seen ëllëg léegi nag ci ñun la des atudante le fambul nga na ku wala ñaamen mbaaji la wala ñaame nuñ teg suñu noonu lañ koo fekkee wala noonu lañ koo amee the way we place our priorities the way we gonna change them. I expect all of us to put our priorities and the priority of the state first, priority of our environment first. Then we will have a better return from our environment. Let's feed ourselves with what we throw outside. Let's be very cautious of what we do. And most importantly, let's build peace, let's have respect, let's be very, very steadfast and committed to our duties and responsibilities as a people. That's the only way we can develop this country. Commitment and selflessness is the only bottom line for our personal development. Not even the national development, but our personal development. If you are not dedicated, committed, disciplined, obviously, you first destroy yourself before you do it. Let's have the commitment in our heart and minds for us to work together as one people for the development of this model and the Gambia. I am not supposed to make a very long statement, and I'm not even supposed to make a statement, but I apologize for making a statement because if I am here, they expect me to talk. But if I said all that I should say, you will also expect me to shut up. I am definitely going to shut up now. Thank you very much for being here.
Yes, maybe just 1 minute. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Minister. That is a wonderful speech, and you've made our work also a bit easier for us. You've tried to summarize, but even though, as we go to lay the foundation, we will allow Mr. Diba to come and give us brief synopsis of what actually we were talking about in the vernaculars. He can do it in both Wolof and in Mandinka. Diba will do that while we proceed to the laying of the foundation. Mr. Diba, you are welcome. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That almost brings us to the end. Thank you for coming and have a good day. So the bricklaying will be presided over by the Honorable Minister for Lands and Regional Government, Honorable 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒏.
𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏, Chairman, 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏 Area Council and Chairman. Padingolu ali kachala almoele meni alonko ye 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏. Abo birisafo landing bi sane Governor Lamin Sedikan aning Lang Bojang aning fana Senegambia bridge me yalon wala musalabati ye mello kabo nying tundu fulol tema wala mu mansakon ko komanda marabanko aning kerwan komanda marabanko barbidu mune sijang wala minti ko kavo ibina berole lala wara ibina kordale nune la korda me yalon bunjamal be terla kono wo bungol nying membe tarta je wala fondin kele ni musol be yirwande la nyame kabo biri safo indiro la karola ka fanko fana ka kafu nyoma men ko do bita kanyen na angale ko do million lulu lela wo kacani wala yatin la bimbe ndajang kaje ko kanu le roke kordala ani fana ka kordani lo damen bunjamal be tarla kono ko jamanu ya tan la nyame ko bi dum man sakundani be mar balu wolle bloka fu nyoma nyaabe nyama kaje ko bi lu ko kalon ni kaje ko mole be jambi pour ñu mealum fondin kelu ani musul fana ila taja ko ngani kalam da ko fondin ke jamaru e ka bo ban ko da dunya ko no memo to abdul bankolte pour kata fanko yirwani ni e faye ya sabu jamaat ni katu sino kan annum fana jama ya lon ko e ka ni tiosoko wara la fen jama ka kasa ko bi dum be ngalon ne ko birin salo ni lota ay fanko fam ay tala bakela surtout mo men ya lon ko wolle tarta atani bambatenda ni militenda koto fulo bela men ne biti kol so ka jula yalla ke ay wonna jiraani a tarden le kamurundi koma ko butun to nyalam hirwani wala kana wala asabu yaaje ko to nyal danin tu no la ten bari musolu anin dilli wol nem fonninkel fo asembo bu bamu wollete ko kanyum kordalo mu ko kumma balti wala atna ministre men marta banku kulol la anin man sakundari ngolu anin kerwan area council imiye bulodu nyobulu ka kumandina pour asina asinin korda sa fono la damam bu jamana de dola kon bi ye jama kil wala pour kana mabe bokki ñi ni len di len taragal képp ku nekk ci sa tour ak sa sant li nga xam ne moo tax ñu dajee fi tey mooy ne dañuy redd kër gi nga xam ne moom la ñuy redd muy fi nga xam ne foofu lañ nekk nii tey muy kër pour xale yi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo fi nekk nag ak ay jigéen pour li nga xam ne moom la ñu leen ay yokkal ci seen wàllu am ak koom-koom ci liggéey bi le kër gi nag dina am ay néeg yu bari yoo xam ne dinañ fa jàngal xale yi métier yoo xam ne dina nekk métier jula lépp loo xam ne am nañ ko ci seen i alal loolu dinañ ko daal di boole mun koo génne jaay ko ci bër bu xam ne ñoom dinañ ci mën a am koom-koom bu bari li ko waral xam ngeen ne def sama bi nga xam ne moo nekk diggante fii nii man Ilitenda Bambatenda loolu tax na ñu bari ñi nga xam ne ñoom foofu lañ nekk nag